Okay, anyway, those are the issues. I don't want to go over them again. What I want to do now is look at another case. This one is not a question of gender, it's a question of race, right? So again, we'll proceed in this way. Well, we need all of these. So we start with the facts, then we ask ourselves, what is the issue? We actually know the law in this case. We know the law, we know what the court's decided. We ask ourselves, what could the different options, the different actions be, and why, according to what principles? Okay, so let's start with the facts. Okay. So I mean, let's not. I don't need all the facts, but when I say facts, I mean the facts that you think are most interesting over here.
Only 4.7% of black people were among the labor force of the company.
It's a bit different dates. Okay, I mean, this is in the factory of all the laborers, 4.7% were black. What does that tell you? Well, I mean, you know, in the context of the other things that you read in the paragraph, there's a few very important facts here, actually. So, okay, that's just written on the board. But what do you make of the facts in the first paragraph? What do they tell you? They tell you anything?
There were no professional employees among black people.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to bother writing all these things on the board. But basically, yeah, there were very few skilled. I mean, there were several categories: skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled. And I mean, to summarize the situation, there were very few skilled black workers in this factory.
Okay.
And there were more, or quite a lot of unskilled, but not a hell of a lot of unskilled because, as we can see, compared to the local labor force, there was still actually not that many black unskilled laborers. Right, Ron?
Yeah.
So what? Well, not necessarily you, but I mean, what? I don't know. So
what happened?
I mean, yeah, why? What? Who cares?
The company didn't allow to.
Huh?
They set up a program.
When?
Because they were, like after they figured that it was discrimination.
Oh, they figured out it was discrimination. Okay. Moment of light.
They set up programs that help more African Americans.
Okay. Hold on. I know. I'm kind of serious in a way. Who cares? I mean, there is an approach. You know, if you look at our table over here in the handout about employment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first one says traditional discrimination. What does that mean? Yeah, Andy, you're kind of looking at a completely different piece of paper, so your life is going to be difficult. I'm talking about this one where it says equal opportunities. And we went through 6 sort of different approaches to equal opportunities. Baseline and then getting more and more, whatever, different. We don't have page numbers. Page. Mine is a coffee stain. Okay, cut a long story short. Traditional discrimination. The first category says business can do what it wants. It's a private entity. It's a private profit-making entity, why does it have to conform to all sorts of laws? It can do what it wants. Well, why should it not have discrimination if that's what it wants? Okay? So, from a certain point of view, I don't know whether, do you agree with this point of view or not? Even if there is discrimination, so what? Yeah? In other words, you don't have to say anything. Just say, okay, there was discrimination, and let's move on.
Yeah, but there's a law.
Hmm?
There's a law.
Ah, okay. So,
You have to hire just enough African Americans for it to run, I guess, under a specific job. I think that's what it said.
what is the law? What law?
The Steelworkers Union, I think.
Actually, that's not. That's true. There is the union was doing stuff. The union was doing stuff, but that was nothing to do with discrimination.
1968 policy applying one black unskilled work for every white unskilled worker.
Okay, that's the first thing that we get. 1968. Whose policy was that? Whose policy?
The unions?
Doesn't say anything about who's that.
See, it doesn't say, but it was the factory's policy. It was the factory's policy. But actually, this is a very interesting fact. This is a very interesting fact. This comes at the end of the first paragraph. In 1968, the factory introduced a policy of what? Of hiring one black unskilled worker for every white unskilled worker. Okay? And what happened as a result?
They didn't really follow that.
No, hold on. What happened as a result? I mean, unfortunately, you have to read the text. Sorry about that, guys. But, if you read it, you'll understand it.
They opened up a program and hired 7 African Americans and 6 whites. And
Yeah.
the African
Okay,
Americans were
there's two key things. One, listen. Two, read. What I'm talking about is the first paragraph. I said the first paragraph, 1968 policy. This is long before the whole main story starts. Paulina.
That's what I told you, they didn't follow it, because in 1970s still there were non-blacks in
They were like 39% on the whole market.
Yeah.
And this company hired only 13, had only 13.
Right.
And so, federal agencies,
The FBI. No, okay, whatever. Yeah, federal agency.
they said they thought that was the discrimination. So,
Yeah, almost. Just if you'd only read to the end of the paragraph, that would have been